Hi, my beautiful brothers and sisters. This is Mary Hernandez with Genesis Kingdom, Part 1. So today I picked Hireling, like hire and then lin. So let me just go over a little bit of research and what the word means. And as I go reading Bible verses, I would also share other definitions as well as what hireling means. And I'm pretty sure you know, but also with it, I'm going to go ahead and I did that research, and as well, I'm going to preach Bible verses that and what it is, the message that I'm trying to get to you today, right? So, what is the meaning of hireling? A person who serves for a hire, right? Especially for pure mercenary means serving merely to pay. For sordid, and I looked sordid for filthy lures, like for almost like a corruptible gain, like, to steal, pretty much, conniving in a way, advantage, venal, greedy, greedy purposes, the words includes hireling is like a hand that is hired, right? A hireling, it is one that is not and does not own the sheep, but leaves the sheep and flees when he sees the wolf coming. And this is and it's also a Bible verse, but it was also used as I'm doing the research and the message that I am. And it says, a hireling, that is one who is not own the sheep, but leaves the sheep and flees when he sees the wolf coming. And the wolf the wolf pounces down on the sheep and scatters them. It says the reason why the hireling flees is because the hireling does not care for the sheep. So say I'm telling you, this is what you have to do. Follow me. My sheep hear my voices, right? So then here comes somebody that doesn't care. Where you get distracted and it's going to tell you, follow me, go my way. And then you follow that other person and you did not hear me. So you follow that person that was hired to take you away from the person that you're supposed to be listening to, right? And it's in a Bible verse as well. And then that person that deterred your way, seeing the wolf coming towards you, took off. Why did he take off if he was supposed to lead you the right way? The saying they say, a blind's leading a blind because he don't care. But it said he left you there because he doesn't care. He didn't care. He was there to scatter you around. Go ahead, send him that way. You want to go that way? Go that way. You want to go that way? Go. You don't want to listen to the person that God sent you? Even better. Let's go this way, right? So with that being said, it brings me to John 10. And I'm going to read 10 to 41, I believe. But in the midst, I highlighted some, but I'm also going to put it in the descriptions, right? So John 10, 1. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door, okay? He's telling you, this is Jesus telling you, and you're not listening. But let this sink in, right? It says John 10, 10. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up, not the one that enters by the sheepfold, right? But the other, right? He says, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber, right? So not the one that enters by the sheepfold, but the other way, you climb over, right? It says, but he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep, right? To him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice. He called his own sheep by name, and they leadeth them out. But when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them, right? And the sheep followed him, for they know his voice. It's just like with Moses. Moses was sent there to go. And if you read Moses' story, it is pretty sad as well as you read it, that he was also, I think there was a little flock that came to him and said, hey, we're going to go up this hill over here. And he said, don't do it because you have to go the way I was sent to detour you this way. And he said, do not go. It's in the Bible. I'm about to start all over again in Genesis. And he tells them, don't go that way because they're going to kill you. They're going to slaughter you. You're not light. You're children of the light. You're children in the world. We're foreigners in a world that wants you so bad to fail. And he tells you that. And I'll read it. And then he says, when Moses said, don't go. And those people went their way. And guess what? They got slaughtered. It's in there. I'm about to read it again. And then I'll find it. And then I'll share that Bible verse with you as well. So then in John 10:4, when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them. And the sheep follow him, for they know his voice, right? Because he's a God that goes before us. He was chosen to detour you into the promised land. What? Flowing with milk and honey, right? But what does the enemy do? He'll hire a hireling to detour you a different way. But you're so caught up that you don't like that person. I don't want to hear it. She's stealing from me. He's stealing from me. She's going to have it all. We're not going to have nothing. She's going to be famous. I'm not. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Here we go, right? Now, it says, John 10:5, and a stranger will they not follow, but they will flee from him, for they know not the voice of a stranger. This parable Jesus spake unto them. Jesus is telling you this. I'm going to tell you, Jesus tells you, and I read Bible verses that Jesus is telling you that he's the God of the dead. That's in Revelation 5. He died for the ungodly. He died for the dead, okay? He died for them. He's the king of the earth. That's who they call the kings of the earth. That is not of God, right? He's a blood covet. Mother is a what? Water covet, 10 commandments. They have the Torah. They pray all that. That is not of God, right? And this is what Jesus says. And he tells you over and over again. John 10:6. This parable that Jesus said unto them, but they understood unto them, but they understood not. He said the parable spake Jesus unto them, but they understood not the things in which he spake unto them. And Jesus said unto him, okay, before I read this one, I'm going to go back up to 1. He says in John 10:1, verily, verily, I say unto you, that he that entereth not by the door, but into the sheephole, but climbeth over some way, the same is the thief and a robber. He tells you that, right? And he explains to you what the parable means. So then he brings me to John 10:7. And this is what he said. He tells you. He's telling you, and says it in a parable, and even breaks it down for you. John 10:7. And Jesus said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. All that ever come before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them. He tells you that. That is in John 10:7 and 8. He tells you that. That's not of my sheepfold. Only the ones that climb over the illegal way, the thieves and robbers, those are the ones. And then he still breaks it down to you because you were not understanding. Again, then Jesus said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. All that ever come before me are thieves and robbers. And the sheep did not hear them, right? He said, I am the door. By me any man entereth, that he shall be saved. And they should go in and out of and find pasture. They're going to go out and find, because they're coming. They're thieves. They're thieves and robbers. He tells you. And they're robbing you from your inheritance. And he's telling you. So who are you going to be mad at? You're mad at that girl that sends you to bring you into the land flowing with the milk and honey. And you're not listening to her. And then here's a robber that's telling you, nothing comes by me but thieves and robbers. But if you want to follow me, let's go. He tells you that over and over again. And he says, John 10:10, the thief comes not but to steal and to kill and to destroy. And to kill and to destroy, I am come that they may have life, and they may have it abundantly, more abundantly. Do you get it? You took it, and I know because I did at first, that he said, see, nothing but thieves and stars, come before me. But I come so you could have life and you could have it abundantly. But what did he just finish telling you? Who is he? Only people come to steal and kill and destroy. And he's telling you. What are you mad about? He's telling you, the person that's detouring you into your inheritance, into your promised land, you're not listening because you're too busy with your jealousy, mad that it's her, and the only one that's keeping you from the land flowing with milk and honey, it's you. Because he goes to put clay in your eyes. He mudded your eyes. And yet still tells you, there's more in here that he tells you straight up. And you're still not listening. This world is not listening. They're not. Everybody's still, oh, Jesus, Jesus, Father, Son, Jesus, Jesus. It is daughter. It is mother and daughters. Yahweh is her name. The God of Israel, the God of Jacob, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac. It is a woman. They change it to a man's covet and not a woman's covet. That is the holy jewels, the royal bloodline, are the daughters, the firstborn, the four garden of the gods, the four that were up here in the holy hill, and they got thrown down. And then the ungodly kings moved up here, made themselves for God, and even went in there and they changed it to the Bible almost to be he, and they forgot the hierarchy angels, which is the firstborn of the universe. Tells you over and over again. And he tells you. Now, John 10:10. Right, okay, actually 10:11. I am the good shepherd, and the good shepherd giveth his life for his sheep. But he that is a hireling, all right, it is not of the shepherd who owns the sheep, are not. Seeth the wolf that cometh and leaveth, and the sheep, and he fleeth, and the wolf catches them, and he scatters you around because he don't care. The hireling was to detour you away so you don't listen to the person. And because it's somebody you don't like, woe to you, right? Whose fault is it? And then he tells you still, you get somebody that got hired to take you that way. He said, then you see the big back wolf, that person takes off. Why? Because he doesn't care. He was meant to go ahead. And the wolf comes and says, hey, I know where you got to go. You got to be in Miami. You got to go over there. You want to go over there? I'll send you over there, because he was paid to detour you away from the person that you're supposed to, but you're listening to the wrong person. And it says it in here that they were even asking, wait a minute, is it you? Is it really you? He tells you, I tell you, but you're not listening to me. You're not from my sheep. And he says that over and over again. Now, John 10:13. The hireth fleeth, because he is a hireling that careth not for the sheep. And if you want to go back and look, John 10 all the way down. Ask the maker Yahweh, give me the eyes to see, the ears to hear. Please, I want to seek you. I am sorry. Because that's why she says, you don't even know me. You don't even know me. And she was right, because we were making it father and son, because it changed it. And it tells you that. Then now John 10:14, I am the good shepherd and knoweth my sheep. But it says, I am known as mine, right? And the Father knoweth me, and so that I am the Father, that I lay my life down for the sheep. The other sheep, and this is exactly, I tell you, he tells you that. John 10:16, let that sink in. He said, the other sheep I have, which are not of this fold, they're not from me. He says they're not of this fold. Them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and therefore we shall be one fold and only one shepherd now. He says, you're not from my flock, but hey, you want to keep following me? Let's go. He's for the God of the dead. He was there to do the dogma of doctrine that is father and son, so and push the daughters out, and the real maker that is Mother God. Nobody knows her. I didn't even know I had to learn the Bible, but she was directing me. Yes, we have a beautiful father, but you know what I'm saying? Is who gave us birth? Who gave us birth? Who brought us into this world? She did. She created everything. Now it says John 10:16. And the other sheep I have, they're not from this fold. But them also I bring, and they shall hear my voice, and they shall be one fold and one shepherd. Therefore doeth my Father love me, because I lay my life down that I may take it again, because you go back into sleep. Because now you pretty much made the darkness, the God of the darkness, the Father and the Son. You made them gods in this world, because that's what they did. They're simply just men serving an ungodly world. You're children of the light. What do you possibly have in common with children of the dark other than sin? And that's what keeps you in bondage with them. and as well as this world, right? So John 10:17, therefore doeth my Father love me, because I lay my life, and that I may take it again. No man take it from me, that I lay it down for myself. I have a power to lay it down. I have the power to take it again. This commandment I receive my Father. Therefore was the division, therefore, again among the Jews. Okay, now listen to this. John 10:19. And Jesus says, now there was a division, therefore, therefore again among the Jews. For this saying, he said, John 10:20, he said, and many of them said, he has a devil and is mad. And why are you him? Right? This is exactly what it says. John 10:21 says, others said, these are not the words of him. He haveth a devil. Can a devil open the eyes of the blind? No, he blinds you, because he takes you away, and they're stealing your inheritance. That's why he said, nothing comes to me by thieves and robbers. And you're listening. You're making him God. You're making him idol. And then the maker pulls away from you. You lose the light. And guess what? She departs from you. So you're never going to walk into your inheritance, because you're listening to the wrong voice. He blinds you. He muds your eyes with clay, that is Father and Son. And you're bowing down, calling him God, and that pulls the maker away from you. Say the God of Israel, the God of Jacob, the God of Abraham. Come on. He's not. They're not. You know, it's men that are making themselves God, 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 me. The kings for God, and they push the mother out, push the daughters out, and boom, try to wipe you out of this whole world as if you never existed. That's what they wanted. And you were working with them because of your jealousy or whatever reason it is. Now it says, John 21, others said, these are not the words of him that had a devil, but can a devil open the eyes of the blind? Can he open your eyes? No, he blinds you, because you're worshiping other idols. What is the first commandment? Do not have no other gods besides me. And it was Jerusalem, the feast of the dedication, and it was winter. And Jesus walked into what? Temple of Solomon's porch. He came, and the Jews were round about him and unto him. How long doest thou make us doubt? Again, this is the Jews coming back to Jesus again, and they're saying this, right? John 10:24. Then came the Jews round about him, and they said unto him, how long doest thou are going to make us doubt? If thou be Christ, tell us plainly. Again, Jesus tells them, John 10:25. Jesus answers them and said, I told you, but you believe not the works that I do in my Father's name, that I bear witness of me. But you believe not, but because you are not of my sheep. As I said unto you, you're not. He tells you, you're not from my fold. You're not mine. He says, the darkness, he serves the darkness. That's who he made God, his Father and Son. You're making that idol, and he tells you, you're not from me. I tell you that, but you're not listening. He tells you that. But it says, John 10:26, but you believe not me, because you are not from my sheep. I said unto you, my sheep hear my voices. I know them, and they follow me. I gave unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish in darkness. Neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. My Father said, which than me is greater than all, that no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand. I, my Father, are one. The Jews took up the stones again to stone him. And do you remember the story? When I used to think, man, they're stoning him because he's preaching. If you really read it, no. Even Jupiter in Acts 13 all the way down, it tells you how they were stoning them also, but they were stoning them because they were doing witchcraft. They were doing sorceries and healing people. And it tells you that in the Bible. They were doing signs and wonders. She said, I'm going to send a strong delusion on you, and I'm going to allow it because I sent you somebody to bring into the promised land, and you did not want to listen to her. The same way you gave Moses a hard time, you gave the same person the next, and all they were trying to do is get you into the land flowing with milk and honey. But the devil had you so full of your jealousy and anger that, it's her, and she's going to have all these things, and you're having nothing. I'm walking into everything. My brothers and sisters that are living God's way are walking into their promise. And you're still stuck with nothing. And that's exactly what they want, for you to have nothing. You're doing their will, not the Maker's will. John 10:30. I am the Father are one. The Jews took up the stones again to stone him. Jesus answered, said, many good works I have showed you for my Father, in which those works, and you do ye stone me? And this is what the Jews said, okay? John 10:33. They knew it. He said, the Jews answered him, saying, for the good works we stone thee not, but for the blasphemy, and because thou as being a man making thyself God. Jesus answered them, said, it is not written in your law? Is it not written in your law, and said that ye are gods? And if he called them gods unto whom the word of God came, and the scripture cannot be broken. So he's saying there's others that are calling themselves God, the God's children that are calling themselves God, which was the kings that married the harlots, right? You're calling yourself God, and I come and I'm saying Father and Son, and you're going to be mad at me, but it tells you not to have no gods, but you're doing it. Hello. You know what I'm saying? It tells you over and over again in the Bible. John 10:35. He called them gods unto the word of God came, and the scripture cannot be broken. So say ye of him, and the Father had sanctified thee and sent them into the world. Though blasphemous me, because I said I am the Son of God, but if I do not do the works of my Father, you believe me not. But if I do, though, believe me not in me, but believe in the works, that you know that believe that the Father that is in me, that I am in him, and who is in him? Devils. That's who has, and it tells you, I got a Bible verse to back it up in Revelation that's saying these are the ones that have devils in them. And it tells you that. Therefore, they sought again to take him, and they escaped out of their hands. And they went away beyond the Jordan, and they placed there. And John at first the baptized, that there he adobed. And many resorted unto him, and John did no miracle, but all the things that John spake of this man was true. So they many believe in him, because a lot of people seen him do signs and wonders. So they were like, no, dude, like he was. So, the people are like, oh, all right, well, he was doing signs and wonders. But if you really read the Bible, it tells you that I'm going to send you strong illusions. They're going to do signs and wonders. She said, I'm not doing no signs. This stiff-necked generation wants signs, but I send you people and you don't want to listen. So I'm going to send you a strong delusion, and you're going to believe it. And indeed, you have. Now, the hireling in Greek. Of course, it's a higher man, right? And it's going to bring me to Job. Job 6. It's actually Job 6, 8 to 24. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to start off at 8. Okay. And it says, oh, that I might have my request, that God would grant me the thing for I long for, even though it would please God to destroy me, that if he would let loose his hand and cut me off. But it says, then should I yet comfort ye, that I would harden myself in sorrow and let him not spare. For I have not concealed the words of the Holy One, that is my strength, that I should hope, that is my end, that it will prolong my life. In my strength, and in my strength of the stone is my flesh of brass. It is not my help in me, and the wisdom driven quite from me. It says, to him that afflicted the pity and showed unto his friends, and forsaken the fear of the Almighty. Because we forgot the Maker. We were fearing more man than the Maker. And look the signs and wonders she's doing all over the world. Job 6:15. My brethren have dealt deceitfully as a brook, and as a stream of the brooks they passed away. But when the backlash by the reason of the eyes wherein the snow is hid. What time is the wax warm? They vanish, but it is hot and it consumed in their own place. And this is just a little thing for me to say. Like, if you want to go in deeper with those Bible verses too, go in, and there's more to it. I still have so much to cover in the Bible. I'm not even nearly, but a lot of beautiful revelation. John 6, 18. The path of their way is to turn aside. They go nothing and they perish. The troops of Tema looked in the companies of Sheba, and they waited for them. They were confounded because they have hoped, and they came thither, and they were ashamed. For now no thing that you see is casting down that are afraid. Did I say, bring unto me, or give me reward for me in your substance, or deliver me from the enemy's hand, or redeem me from the mighty hand of the mighty? Teach me that I will hold my tongue. Cause me to understand where I have erred. You hear Job saying, okay, what is it that I did? And I ask that. Are you asking that? Is this not putting something in your head that's saying, man, why is it that you do see somebody prospering? Why is it that I'm still stuck in the same routine over and over again? Why is it that I haven't prospered? Why is it that I'm still blind? What is it that one that used to be a beggar is no longer begging, but now they're eating? I want to feast in the land flowing with milk and honey. Over and over again, she tells you how to redeem yourself. Come back in a covenant with me, a water covenant, get baptized, and ask. When you get baptized, say, hey, can you please say, I am baptized in the holy water. That's it. I baptize you in the holy water. That's it. No Father and Son, because there is no Son, but it is the Maker. Her name is Yahweh. She's waiting for you to return to her. And you follow the 10 Commandments. And she's not just telling her children. She's telling this whole world how you could be let go of in the matrix of Satan, because we were all there. And the sad thing is, you can't get mad. You can't get mad at Jesus. He tells you over and over again, it's my Father, my Son. Nothing comes to me besides thief and robbers. You're not of my fold, but hey, you want to follow me? Let's go. The hireling just sat there and lived. I'm going to scatter you around. Who does that? People that don't want you to walk into your inheritance. And yet the people that she sends you, she thinks she's too good. Oh, she's annoying. I don't want to hear her. I don't like her. She's too short. Her hair is too long. Her hair is this. The enemy has you distracted. And yet the enemy tells you, I am the enemy. Nothing comes over me but to come and steal, kill, and destroy. And they fisting. And it says it in the Bible, more wiser of the children of the world than the children of the light. It's sad, but it's true. Now, Job 6:25, and I'm going to go down more. And then he says, how forcibly are right words that doeth your arguing reprove? Do you imagine to reprove the words and the speeches of one that is desperate, which are as wind? You are overwhelmed with fatherless, and you dig a pit for your friend. They're digging that pit for you. The hirelings that are digging that pit for you, and you're just going lower and lower and further away from the promised land. And then you got somebody that's taking you to, but because you don't like that person, you don't want to approve of that person, you get detoured away. And it says, and ye that are overwhelmed fatherless. It says that you overwhelm the fatherless, it's the widows, and that you dig a pit for your friend. And now therefore be content and look upon me, for it is evidence unto you if I lie. Return, I pray you. Let me not be iniquity, and yet return again, my righteousness in it. And there is iniquity in my tongue that cannot taste or discern or preserve things. I'm finishing up the time right now. So I still got like 2 more pages to go. So I'll try to go through with them to help you. Maybe you could go back as well and then look over those Bible verses. Come back, the 10 Commandments, water covet, no sin. It's going to come and tempt you. Use this family, hireling, even our own family. My mom got sold out. Don't think if my mother could get sold out, my family, but you have to, they're being